Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing Align Tactical's thumb rest for the HK VP9. And you definitely heard me right. This thumb rest is for the HK VP9. Before I get started, I'd like to ask everybody to please subscribe and tell a friend about the channel. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Now let's get on with the review. For anybody that's watching this review that doesn't know what a thumb rest is or know why someone would want one, here's a brief description. When it comes to the SIG P320, or now the HK VP9, the takedown lever is replaced with a new takedown lever that has an area where you rest your thumb. The reason why you would want a thumb rest is because it gives you more surface area to place your support thumb while also helping you mitigate muzzle rise and reduce support hand slippage. If you watched any of my past thumb rest reviews, then you already know that I'm a big fan of pistol thumb rests. Align Tactical recently reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in trying their new thumb rest for the HK VP9. And just to give you some context, my favorite thumb rest is the Align Tactical thumb rest for the SIG P320. And one of my favorite pistols to date is the HK VP9. So when Align Tactical reached out and asked me to check out their thumb rest for the HK VP9, I was extremely excited to check it out. I was wondering what the install process was like. The good news here is that it's the same as the SIG P320. It's extremely simple. If you know how to field strip your VP9, you're halfway there. From there, all you have to do is remove the takedown lever and install the Align Tactical thumb rest takedown lever. I completed this install in less than 2 minutes. This thumb rest also makes it easier to rotate the takedown lever because there's more material there to grab onto. Now let's talk about how it feels to shoot.
It feels so good in the hand though.
Yeah. Normally if I have no thumb rest on the VP9, I naturally place my support thumb forward along the side of the grip. This grip position feels good to me, but after I installed the Align Tactical thumb rest on my VP9, I gripped the pistol like I normally would, and just like the thumb rest for the SIG P320, it felt so natural to place my thumb on this thumb rest. The texture on the thumb rest is just like the one on the SIG P320, it's just right. The lines milled on the hardened S7 tool grade steel thumb rest wasn't abrasive at all, but it does provide the right amount of grip because my thumb didn't slip off while shooting. It didn't even matter how fast I was shooting either. Once I placed my thumb on this thumb rest, it stayed where I placed it. I also didn't notice any hot spots on my thumb after shooting a few hundred rounds. At this point, I have experience using 3 different thumb rests from 3 different manufacturers. With some thumb rests, there might be a learning curve, and after shooting a few hundred rounds, they would create a hot spot on my thumb. What I mean by a learning curve is if you press too hard on the thumb rest, your support thumb will slip off with every shot. So you have to learn how much pressure you can place on these other thumb rests. This wasn't a deal breaker, but there was a slight learning curve. With Align Tactical's thumb rest, it didn't matter how hard I pressed on this thumb rest. My thumb never slipped off. That being said, you don't need to put too much pressure on this thumb rest. You just place your thumb on the thumb rest with slight pressure and take your shot. When it comes to reducing muzzle flip, it definitely does its job, which helps me get back on target faster. When comparing this thumb rest to the competition, Align Tactical's thumb rest is much easier and more comfortable to use, and it's approximately the same width as the other ones. When it comes to getting a compatible holster for this thumb rest, just like the one for the SIG P320, there are manufacturers already making holsters that are compatible with Align Tactical's thumb rest for the VP9. I know Works Holsters makes a compatible holster, and I'll be getting my hands on one to do a full review. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. All that being said, I much rather use the Align Tactical thumb rest over the competition. And now that I have a thumb rest for the HK VP9, and it works just as well as the SIG P320, it's made me fall in love with my VP9 all over again. So much so that I'm going to swap out a few things and change the look and add an optic to this VP9. I'll be posting a video on everything I change out on this VP9, and I'll also have a full build list in the description of that video if you're interested. Stay tuned for that video too. As far as downsides go, the only downside I can think of is if you already own a holster for your VP9, you'll need to buy a new one, or you'll have to try to modify your existing holster so it'll work with this thumb rest, which for me isn't a deal breaker. That being said, if you have a HK VP9, I 100% recommend spending the money to pick up Align Tactical's thumb rest. It's a great and inexpensive upgrade to an already amazing pistol. To wrap things up, there are no surprises here. I really like Align Tactical's thumb rest for the HK VP9. I can't wait to see what other pistols they make thumb rests for in the future. If you're interested in picking up a thumb rest for your VP9, I added a link in the description below. If you thought this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have any questions, please put it in the comments. I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. If you haven't already, please subscribe and tell a friend about the channel. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.